Hello everyone, I'm JiaHe Tian. Today I'm here to share with you something which concerns everyone: emotions and rationality. In this respect, people's views are always different. Some people tend to be reasonable and balanced while thinking and making decisions. This is an ancient Latin proverb, which means have the courage to apply one's power of reason. It was proposed by Kant for the Enlightenment movement. Such people can control their feelings quite well, and they may even appear to be cold-blooded or cruel owing to their cool head. Think of Mr. Ramsay, a character in Virginia Woolf's book To the Lighthouse. Here are some sentences about him. What he said was true. It was always true. He was incapable of untruth, never tampered with the fact, never altered a disagreeable word to suit the pleasure or convenience of any mortal being, least of all his own children, who, sprung from his loins, should be aware from childhood that life is difficult, facts uncompromising. But some others just follow their heart. There's another quote. Heart has its reasons, which reason does not do. And Blaise Pascal is a great philosopher. Think of Miss Ramsay. She stands, in many ways, as Mr. Ramsay's opposite. Whereas he tends to be short-tempered, selfish, and cruel, she acts patiently, kindly, and diplomatically toward others. It was her instinct to go, an instinct like the swallows for the south, the aristocrats for the south, turning her invulnerability to the human race, making her nest in its heart. And this, like all instincts, was a little distressing to people who did not share it. In fact, emotional and rational thinking are, to a certain extent, mutually exclusive. In this picture, we can see some yellow parts and blue parts. And when these parts are irritated, it means that your linear mood and emotion overwhelm you. And in this picture, we can see some red parts and blue parts. While coping with problems that need a lot of rational thinking, like doing your math homework, these parts are irritated accordingly. And by contrast, you can see that these two parts seldom overlap, which suggests that emotional and rational thinking are exclusive. Emotional and rational thinking are alternative as well. In this picture, we can see some red parts and blue parts. When the red parts are brighter, which means active, the blue parts are deeper, inactive, and the proportion of them is an irrelevant variable. So what we found was that emotional and rational thinking work as binary oppositions, just like capitalist and worker. You can't think both emotionally and rationally at the same time. So, who you are? Are you a Mr. Ramsay or Miss Ramsay? In fact, most of us are combinations of both Mr. and Miss Ramsay. The problem is, while coping with a certain problem, we may be too rational in an emotion-needed situation and vice versa. Because emotional and rational thinking are mutually exclusive and alternative mechanisms, though under natural conditions, things may not seem to be quite clear-cut. Look here. Tracy says, "What a dress! It's so very gorgeous and definitely looks good on me. And it's cheap too." What does she mean by saying that? A. The dress is gorgeous. B. The dress fits her well. C. The dress is cheap. D. She likes the dress and wanted you to buy it for her. Apparently, the answer is D, unless you are the one to catch the dress for her. And then you may choose A because it's the least possible reason for her to want the dress. In this case, you use the rationality to analyze the problem and think emotionally from Tracy's angle. You made a switch. What makes us humans superior to machines is that we can add emotion while thinking and making decisions. But what makes us inferior to them is that we can outweigh them in rational thinking. But think of the cause effect. Emotional and rational thinking are both needed and are both important. They should work together to make humans better at decision making and problem solving, finally improving our well-being. That's all for today's speech. Thank you for listening.